Hey guys, this is Kash and welcome to Kashorium. Today we are going to see about a story Dr. Dolittle has money troubles. This story was written by Hugh Lofting. Let's get into the story. After Dr. Dolittle had treated the horse who was going blind and got him a pair of spectacles, his reputation spread far and near. Soon other farm animals and pets were brought to him. As soon as they found that he could talk their language, they told him where the pain was and how they felt. And of course, it was easy for him to cure them. Now, all these animals went back and told their friends that there was a doctor in the little house with the big garden who really was a doctor. And whenever any creatures got sick, not only horses and cows and dogs, but all the little things of the fields like mice and moles and badgers, they came to his house on the edge of the town. So that his big garden was nearly always crowded with animals trying to get in to see him. In a few years' time, every living thing for miles and miles got to know about John Dolittle, the wonderful doctor of Puddleby on the Marsh, who could understand their talk and help them in their troubles. And he was happy and liked his life very much. Now the doctor began to make some money again, and his sister Sarah bought a new dress and was very happy. Some of the animals who came to see him were so sick that they had to stay at the doctor's house for a week. And often, even after they got well, they did not want to go away. They liked the doctor and his house so much, and he never had the heart to refuse them when they asked if they could stay with him. So, in this way, he went on getting more and more pets. Once, when he was sitting on his garden wall, an organ grinder came around with a monkey on a string. The doctor saw at once that the monkey's collar was too tight and that he was dirty and unhappy. So he gave the man some money and took the monkey away him. The monkey stayed with Dr. Dolittle and had a good home. The other animals in the house called him Chi Chi, which in monkey language means ginger. Another time, when the circus came to Puddleby, the crocodile, who had a bad toothache, escaped at night and came into the doctor's garden. The doctor talked to him in crocodile language, took him into the house, and made his tooth better. The crocodile saw what a nice house it was, and he too wanted to live with the doctor. He asked, couldn't he sleep in the fish pond at the bottom of the garden if he promised not to eat the fish? When the circus men came to take him back, he got so wild and savage that he frightened them away. But to everyone in the house, he was always as gentle as a kitten. But now the old ladies grew afraid to send their lapdogs to Dr. Dolittle, and the farmers said that the crocodile might eat the lambs and sick calves they sent to be cured. So the doctor asked the crocodile to go back to his circus, but he wept such big crocodile tears and begged so hard to be allowed to stay that the doctor hadn't the heart to turn him out. Then the doctor's sister came to him and said, John, you must send that creature away. The farmers and the old ladies are afraid to send the animals to you. Just as we are beginning to be well off again, now we shall be ruined entirely. This is the last straw. I will no longer stay here if you don't send away the alligator. It isn't an alligator, said the doctor. It's a crocodile. I don't care what you call it, said his sister. It's nasty thing to find under the bed. I won't have it in the house. But he promised me, the doctor answered, that he will not bite anyone. He doesn't like the circus and having the money to send him back to Africa where he comes from. He minds his own business and on the whole is very well behaved. I tell you, I will not have him around, said Sarah. If you don't send him away this minute, I'll go and get married. All right, said the doctor. Go and get married. It can't be helped. And he went into the garden. So Sarah Dolittle packed up her things and went off, and the doctor was left all alone with his animal family. And very soon he was poorer than he had ever been before, with all these mouths to fill and the house to look after and no money coming in to pay the bills, things began to look very difficult. But the doctor didn't worry at all. Money is a nuisance, he used to say. We'd all be much better off if it had never been invented. What does money matter as long as we are happy? But soon the animals began to get worried. One evening, when the doctor was asleep in his chair, they began talking it over among themselves in whispers. The owl, Tutu, figured out that there was only money enough left to last another week, if they each had one meal a day and no more. The parrot said, I think we ought to do the housework ourselves. At least we can do that much. After all, it is for our sakes that the old man finds himself so poor. So it was agreed that the monkey Chi Chi was to do the cooking and mending. The doctor was to sweep the floors, the duck was to dust and make the beds, the owl Tutu was to keep the accounts and Polynesia. The parrot was to be housekeeper and laundress because she was the oldest. Of course, at first they all found that their new jobs very hard to do, but they soon got used to it. After a little, they did the work so well that the doctor said his house had never been so tidy and clean before. Then the animals made a vegetable and flower stall outside the garden gate and sold radishes and roses to the people that passed by along the road. But still, they didn't seem to make enough money to pay all the bills, and still the doctor wouldn't worry. When the parrot came to him and told him that the fishmonger wouldn't give them any more fish, he said, never mind, so long as the hens lay eggs and the cow gives milk, we won't starve, and there are plenty of vegetables left in the garden. Winter is still long way off, don't fuss. But the snow came earlier than usual that year, and although the old horse hauled in plenty of wood from the forest outside the town so they could have a big fire in the kitchen, most of the vegetables in the garden were gone and the rest were covered with snow, and many of the animals were really hungry.